And you know, Mr. President, the reason why I inhibited myself from the Blue Ribbon, from participating in the Blue Ribbon Committee is that, first of all, I believe that the Blue Ribbon Committee is not the proper forum to defend myself, Mr. President. The real forum, the proper forum, or the appropriate forum, Mr. President, is the court. Kung sakasakaling madala ng ombudsman ang impormasyon sa Sandigan Bayan, wag naman sana. Doon ko po sasagutin yan lahat. Ngunit ano po ang sinasabi ng ating mga kapwa senador? Umpisa pa lamang po nung hearing ng Blue Ribbon Committee. Kung natatandaan ko po, sana sumipot lahat itong mga nakasuhan sa PIDAP. Itong si Senator Estrada, Senator Revilla at si Senator Enrile. Pilit nyo kaming pinapupunta sa hearing. And I've noticed, you were the one. Ikaw mismo, Ginoong Pangulo, ang nagsabi, Sara, pumunta sila rito para madepensa lang sarili nila. That is not the proper forum to defend my honor and my integrity, Mr. President.
Pero yung matitibay na at saka yung matatapang na tanong, tinatanong ko because people deserve the truth. Now, let me go to his statement now. Hindi daw yun ang tamang venue. Well, ang second question ko, with all due respect to the gentleman from San Juan, bakit tayo may double standard? This is not about 2016. This is about the people's money. Yung buong institusyon po natin ay nadudurog. Ang pagtingin ng tao sa gobyerno nadudurog. Dahil ang tingin nila kung sinong dapat nagbabantay sa pera ng bayan, ang siyang pang nagbantay sa lakay. We gave Senators Jinggoy, Senator Bong, and Senator Enrile all the chances here. They can attend the hearing anytime they want to speak here. Pero lately na lang po sila nagsasalita. So the first question I'd like to ask Senator Jinggoy, the gentleman from San Juan. Did we ever treat you differently from how you treated the witnesses in the committees nung ikaw nagtatanong sa kanila? Halimbawa po, kay General Secretary Reyes, kay General Ligot, doon po sa mga witnesses, doon po sa DFA po, no? Yung mga ni-rape natin mga OFWs. Kung paano mo sila tanungin? Kung paano mo silang, yung gusto mo lumabas yung katotohanan. Hindi ba ganun din lang ginawa ko sa Blue Ribbon Committee?
Sa tingin mo ba, kung ako sakasakaling mag-attend ng isang hearing man lang ng Blue Ribbon Committee at kaharap ko po yung mga testigo laban sa akin o laban sa amin, sa tingin mo ba, kung magsinungaling yung mga testigo na yan, masasite ko ba sila in contempt? Hindi ko po sila masasite in contempt because people will accuse me of bullying our witnesses because I myself am involved in this so-called PIDAF scam. And you know, Mr. President, the reason why I inhibited myself from the Blue Ribbon, from participating in the Blue Ribbon Committee is that, first of all, I believe that the Blue Ribbon Committee is not the proper forum to defend myself, Mr. President. The real forum, the proper forum, or the appropriate forum, Mr. President, is the court. Kung sakasakaling madala ng ombudsman ang impormasyon sa Sandigan Bayan, wag naman sana. Doon ko po sasagutin yan lahat. Ngunit ano po ang sinasabi ng ating mga kapwa senador? Umpisa pa lamang po nung hearing ng Blue Ribbon Committee. Kung natatandaan ko po, sana sumipot lahat itong mga nakasuhan sa PIDAP. Itong si Senator Estrada, Senator Revilla at si Senator Enrile. Pilit nyo kaming pinapupunta sa hearing. And I've noticed, you were the one. Ikaw mismo, Ginoong Pangulo, ang nagsabi, Sara, pumunta sila rito para madepensa lang sarili nila. that is not the proper forum to defend my honor and my integrity, Mr. President.
Well, Mr. President, that wasn't my question. My question was, iba ba ang pagkilos ko pagka iba ang kaharap ko at iba ba pagkilos ko ngayon? Dahil sinasabi niya, ginagamit ko tong committee na to. Eh hindi naman po ako nagbago. Kahit sino naman nasa kaharap ko, I'm respectful by saying ma'am or sir, o po o ho. Pero yung matitibay na at saka yung matatapang na tanong, tinatanong ko because people deserve the truth. Now, let me go to his statement now. Hindi daw yun ang tamang venue. Well, ang second question ko, with all due respect to the gentleman from San Juan, bakit tayo may double standard? At yun din ang tanong ko sa ating pangalawang Pangulo, VP Binay. Bakit nung si GMA, sabi ni GMA, kasuhan niyo ako sa korte na lang. Ang sabi natin, hindi. Pangulo ka, magpaliwanag ka sa tao. Sinabi namin impeachment, ayaw rin niya magsalita. Pabayaan daw yung mga congressman. Magkasama tayo nagrarally nun ni Senator Jinggoy. At pareho sinasabi natin, sa Makati pa tayo nagrarally. Kasama ang dating mayor at ngayon vice president. Sabi natin, public official ka, bakit namin hihintay na sa korte yan? Sumagot ka dahil ang tao ay may karapatan malaman. So, why are we now having a double standard? So, the issue now is that sa korte kayo sasagot. And in the meantime, kami, what will we do, Mr. President? Mananahimik kami? You don't want us to make any statements? Palubog ng palubog ang Senado? Ang tingin ng marami, lahat tayo dito nagnanakaw? So, what do you want me to do, Mr. President? You want me to be quiet? I won't say anything about this? We're having a double standard here. Kung senador, sa korte na lang sumagot, pero yung dating Pangulo, ang gusto natin sa publiko, doesn't the public deserve an answer? Where did you put your pork barrel? Totoo bang kilala mo si Napoles? Totoo bang ito? You're answering now Dennis Cunanan. This is not the court, but you're answering the inconsistencies of Dennis Cunanan. What about the accusations that malapit ka kay Ms. Napoles? What about the accusations na bilyon-bilyon ay nawala? Doesn't that deserve an answer, Mr. President?
Una-una, Ginoong Pangulo, I advise the good senator to just limit the discussion dito sa privilege speech ko. Huwag na natin isama si Vice President Binay, si former President Arroyo sa uspin to. Wala naman silang kinalaman dito sa speech ko. Ngayon, tungkol naman sa unang tanong mo, Ginoong Pangulo, dun sa pag-imbestiga ng mga general, kay General Reyes, kay General Ligot, kay Mrs. Ligot, I never disrespected our resource persons. Yung pagkamatay po ni General Reyes, that was not my doing. That was his choice. That was his decision. I never disrespected General Reyes when he appeared during our hearing. Maybe it was another senator, not me. And even the same is true with General Ligot and Mrs. Ligot. And all the resource persons present. I just wanted to ferret out the truth in what really transpired during their tenure, Mr. President. And in fact, that hearing I can test. I made to believe that hearing was in aid of legislation. Eh, nangyayari po ngayon, dito sa Blue Ribbon Committee, lahat yung mga gustong tumakbo, nagpapasikat at our own expense. Remember, Mr. President, noong pagkatapos ng unang hearing o dalawang hearing, naalala ko, nandun po si Senate President Drilon. Nagkaroon tayo ng caucus mismo sa loob ng Senate Lounge. Ano sinabi ko? Mr. President, pwede bang magsalita rito sa caucus natin? The Senate President gave me a chance to talk. Ang sabi ko, mahirap dito sa atin. Yung mga ibang senador, ginagamit po yung hearing ng Blue Ribbon. Our own expense. Kasi, nung una ako nag-privilege speech, sinabi ko, I was also alluding to some of the senators. And that senator then was present. But he did not interpolate me. Pagkatapos, ginamit the venue para balikan ako, para tirahin ako the next day. Doon sa Blue Ribbon Committee. Tinira walang humpay, Mr. President. Kaya po ako nagsalita nung caucus natin. Dahil may mga ibang senador, kako, na gustong gamitin ang Blue Ribbon Committee hearing to further their political interest. Nag-grandstanding eh. Halos lahat, kung napapansin ninyo, wala nang ibang inatupag. Kundi parang gusto na nila i-coach yung kanilang, yung mga resource persons present noon. Banggitin nilang, Estrada, Revilla, Enrile. Meron pa nga nagtanong na isang senador, sino inakyatan mo sa 6th floor? Si Sexy ba o si Tanda? Mga ganun ba? Ano klaseng tanong? Ano ba ibig sabihin nun? O di ba nagpapasikat lamang po? Para lamang mapahiya kami ni Senator Enrile? Oh, hindi halatang kinukuha nila yung oras na yon, sinasamantala nila yung oras na yon para wasakin kami sa mata ng publiko. Yun po ang hindi ko po matanggap. And I've always been saying, even to Senator Cayetano, when I blurted out in that caucus, sinabi ko, I'm referring to you, Mr. Senator. Ikaw, tinuro ko pa siya. But after the caucus, what did he do? He approached me, Mr. President. Senator, I remember vividly, Senator Alan Cayetano approached me. And he said, pare, these were your exact words. I hope you won't deny it. Pare, you know, I feel very bad. Bakit? You've been very good to me since the very start. O alam mo, yun naman pala eh. Naging mabait ako sa'yo eh. Ba't mo ako tinitira? You know, I have a role to play. Anong role? Anong role? Porkit majority floor leader, role to play na. Pwede mo na kaming banatan, siraan. I've been very good. Ako, nakikisama ako sa lahat ng aking mga kasamahan dito sa Senado. I've been telling you that, Mr. President. I've been telling Senator Alan Peter Cayetano about it. Since 2004, I wanted to make sure, when I became a senator, I wanted to maintain a good relationship to all my peers in the Senate, even those of my colleagues who betrayed my father. Lahat yan, kaibigan ko. Wala pong masamang tinapay sa akin. Laking gulat ko na lang nung lumabas itong scam na ito. Tinira-tira na ako. Tinira-tira si Senator Enrile, tinira-tira si Senator Bong. Wala naman po akong ginagawang kasalanan sa kanila. Masyado na pong personal to, Ginoong Pangulo.
Mr. President, let me assure the gentleman and our people, precisely it's not personal. Dugtungan ko lang po muna yung sinabi niyo, Senator, no? Sabi mo, nilapitan kita at sinabi ko, pare, masakit din sa akin yung nangyayari. I confirm that. Bakit? Magkakasama tayo dito eh. Araw-araw tayo nagkita. And you have done me favors, you have been a friend to me, kinumpare mo pa yung kapatid ko. But I told you, I have a role to play. Nung pong impeachment ng inyong ama, napakalapit ko po sa inyo, pero tingin ko mali yung ginawa, pinirmahan ko. Si FG po, si First Gentleman Mike Arroyo, ninong ko po sa kasal. Pero nakita kong mali ang ginagawa, pinirmahan ko yung impeachment ni GMA. Kaya pinapaliwanag ko sa iyo na pare, pasensya ka na. Kahit personally kaibigan kita, hindi ako pwede magbago ng role ko dito sa Senado just because magkaibigan tayo. Kaya sabi ko, di ba, pag kayo sumagot, pagbibigyan namin lahat. Mr. President, remember, hindi po sila sumagot kaagad. Kung sila po ay sumagot at naniwala ang tao sa sagot o logical yung sagot, wala tayong problema eh. Ang problema, September pa nag-umpisa yun, ngayon lang sila sumasagot, Mr. President. Kaya ang tinatanong ko po, nag-iba ba si Alan Cayetano sa lahat ng hearing? Si Senator Jinggoy po mismo, the gentleman from San Juan, kung paano tanungin si General Ligot, sinabi niya, sa korte ko na lang sasagutin yon. Ano sabi po ni Senator Estrada? Hindi. Dito nyo sagutin yan. Si General Garcia, sabi po, nasa korte na po yan, I have the right to remain silent. O ano sabi niya? May amnesia ka pala. O, ganun din po kay General Reyes. So ano pong gustong gawin po ng gentleman from San Juan? Na panibasa, kasama ko siya dito sa Senado, pagdating po ni Benhur dito, pagdating po ni Secretary Leila, pagdating po ni Miss Tuason, ang ine-expect niya, uupo na lang ako doon, tititigan ko na lang. Ano sinasabi sa akin? Tignan niyo po yung Facebook ko. Tignan niyo po yung email ko. Tinatanong po ng mga kababayan. O mga senador, tatahimik na lang ba kayo dahil kasama? Pare-pareho ba kayo? Ninakaw niyo ba talaga pork barrel? How many times have I posted and have I made a statement, give them the chance to answer? So let me go to the next point, Mr. President.
If I may explain, with your
Go ahead,
permission,
Mr. President.
Doon po sa una niya sinabi na pumirma siya sa impeachment laban sa tatay ko. Pumirma siya ng impeachment laban kay GMA. Ninong daw niya si first gentleman, if my memory serves me right. Mr. President, unang-una, hindi ko naman sinasabing pagtanggol mo ko. Hindi ako humihingi ng tulong. Kahit sino dito sa Senado. Kahit kay Senate President. Never ako humingi ng tulong. Never ako humingi ng tulong sa'yo, Senator Cayetano. Never ako humingi ng tulong. Kahit sa sarili kong kapatid, hindi po ako humingi ng tulong. Kahit kay Senator Marcos, kahit sino rito. Wala po ako hininga ng tulong. Dahil sa pagkakalam ko, malinis po ang aking konsensya at wala po akong ninakaw kahit isang kusing dito sa ating bansa. And I can defend myself in court. Kahit malapit ako, kahit kaibigan ko si Presidente Aquino, I did not even bother to seek his help. You can even ask him. The most powerful person in the land. Hindi po ako humingi ng tulong. Hindi rin po ako humingi ng tulong kay Vice President Jejo Marbinay. I never asked. Ang hiningan ko lang ng tulong, yung aking abogado, natural. Sila magdedepensa sa akin sa husgado, kung sakasakali. Kahit yung mga magagaling na abogado rito, na alam kong magagaling ang mga abogado rito, wala po ako hiningan na tulong. We are entitled, Mr. President, to presumption of innocence. But if we review yung mga sinasabi ng ating mga kapwa-senador, parang guilty na ho kami sa mata ng publiko. Even the media, yung mga ibang kolumnista, share my own opinion na hindi na in aid of legislation to eh. In aid of 2016 na ito eh. Please,
Thank you, Mr. President. Mr. President, pinanggit ko po yung pagpirma ko sa impeachment kay President Estrada, President Arroyo, yung pagsasalita ko dito. Nung ginawa ko po yon, hindi pa popular ang pag-impeach kay President Estrada. In fact, hanggang pag-alis niya, napaka-popular pa rin niya sa masa. Nung ako po'y pumirma kay President Arroyo, hindi pa ganun kapopular yung pagpapaalis sa kanya. Ha? Grabe pa rin ang suporta niya during that time. So gusto ko lang po ipakita na hindi po totoo na pagpapasikat ang ginagawa natin dito. This is the search for the truth. Kaya lang may double standard nga. Pag yung ibang witness nandyan, walang presumption of innocence. Pag ibang witness nandito sa Senado, baliwala sa atin mga senador pag sinabing trial by publicity. No? That's why I will go to my next point, yung sinasabing trial by publicity. But let me communicate this to the good senator, the gentleman from San Juan, Mr. President. Oo nga po, hindi ka humingi ng tulong sa akin. Pero binabanatan mo naman kami pag ginagawa namin trabaho namin. Di ganun din yon. Parang humingi ka ng tulong sa amin, Mr. President, na parang sinasabi nyo, tumahimik na lang kayo. Kasi ang trabaho ko, bilang isang anti-graft advocate, bilang isa sa good governance, kahit anong issue ng graft and corruption na lumabas, magsasalita ako. Nung dati, tuwan-tuwa si Vice President, nasalita ako ng salita, tumatawag pa yun. Sasabihin pa niya, banatan mo iho. Tama yan, tanungin mo. Ngayon na siya tinatanong ko, banat lang daw ako ng banat, tanong ako ng tanong. So, Mr. President, you are taking it against me that in the hearings I participated. You are taking it against me na sa media, nagsasalita ako. And isn't that asking for help? So, if you're not asking for help, Mr. President, Why are you taking it against us that we're doing our job? The only thing I did is to treat you like how we treat anyone else, not to give you special attention because you're a senator. So are we saying now, Mr. President, you want me to give you special attention?
No,
Me to be quiet?
No. I'm not
Well, why are
telling
you,
to do that.
if that's the case, Mr. President, then bakit pag sa iba nating ginawa, hindi mo sinasabing
Teka.
nagpapasikat, pero ngayon, papasikat, may 2016 pa.
Ikaw, Ginoong Pangulo, Mr. President, pag ikaw naman nagpapa-interview sa media at binabanatan mo ang kapwa mo, Senador, natural lang, bilang isang colleague, o bilang isang naakusahan, o bilang isang pinatutukuyan sa iyong mga interview sa media, natural lang, nasasagot ako. Kailangan ko i-depensa na sarili ko. Ano ako, mananahimik na lang? Uupo na lang at magdadasal? Hindi naman ako ganun. If you want to choose your battle, I will give you your battle. Oh.
I agree. But I'm saying is that you did not stop there eh.
What do you mean I
Pareho
did not
kayo
stop
ni
there?
Vice
What do you,
President
no,
na-
I disagree. What
You
do you
did
mean
not
I
stop
did not
there.
stop
I
there?
will answer it, Mr. President.
Can we have order, please? Order.
Mr. President, this is what I mean that he didn't stop there. First of all, everyone knows na nung lumabas yung Napoles issue, they kept quiet. And lahat tayo nagsuffer.
I did not keep quiet, Mr.
When we
Senator.
started, well, you had blanket denials. Sinabi mo lang, kilala ko yan, pero wala. Politika lang yan, etc. Until now, you have not answered magkano sa pork barrel ang nilagay mo doon. Na-deliver ba yan o hindi? Ghost ba yan o hindi? So, but let me continue, Mr. President. You did not stop there by just answering the issue. You are accusing me, and you were accusing me kanina that I'm using this for 2016.
I stand firm by my
So,
statements.
so you went beyond than just answering.
No.
You want special treatment, Mr. President,
No,
because anyone who stands here na colleague mo at sasagot, Mr. President, at magbibigay ng opinion, kung laban sa kanila opinion, ang tingin niya, ginagamit lang for 2016. Pero kung siya magtatanong kay General Ligot, kay General Garcia, kung si Vice President gaganunin si Delphine Lee, at tama na ganunin niya si Delphine Lee. Pero pag si Jinggoy Estrada ang ginanon niya, 2016 din ang ginagawa ni Vice President. Pag nagsalita siya laban sa inyo. Ganun ang suma, Mr. President. But let me go to the next point. Sabi po nila, trial by publicity. Is there trial by publicity? How can there be trial by publicity? Wasn't it filed in court? Are you saying, Mr. President, anyone accused in the country, kapag ka nagkaroon ng press release o ang DOJ nagkaroon ng press con, o kaya kung ang hearing naka-live, is that already trial by publicity? Because, Mr. President, let me state for the record, my understanding of trial by publicity is that nililitis mo sa media pero hindi mo pinapailan ng kaso. Hindi mo nilalagyan ng COA report. Hindi ka nag-hearing sa Blue Ribbon. Pero, kung meron publicity na nangyayari because of the cases filed, because of the COA report, that is not trial by publicity. Why does the Vice President and Senator Estrada keep saying there's trial by publicity? He is a public figure. Artista nga lang po, nanampal lang sa isang club eh. 'Di ba? Nandun na sa dyaryo lahat. Artista po na may bagong pag-ibig dahil nag-split na sila nung boyfriend niya at may bago. Ginagawa 'yun. Nagkahiwalay na artista. Basta't celebrity po tayo, may utang tayo sa tao magpaliwanag, Mr. President. So nung lumabas yung COA report na bilyong-bilyong pisong nawawala, hindi ba dapat sagutin natin? So may I know from the gentleman from San Juan, why he's accusing everyone, even the media, for trial by publicity, when in fact he is a public figure? These funds are funds allocated to his office. Do people not deserve an answer, Mr. President?
Una-una, Ginoong Pangulo. If I may. Ano ba nangyayari ngayon? Hindi ka naman bulag, Senator Cayetano. Nagbabasa ka naman ng dyaryo araw-araw. Nakikinig ka naman sa radyo araw-araw. Meron kang internet, meron kang Facebook. Ako, wala ako nun. Wala naman akong... Nung nakarang taon, hanggang sa kasalukuyan, wala pa ngang kaso, hindi pa inaakyat sa Sandigan Bayan. Ito na, panay condemnation na, parang kinukrucify na kami ng taong bayan. Of course, tapos, dadagdagan pa ninyo rito sa Senate Blue Ribbon Committee, dito sa Senate. Para na kaming, ika nga mga magnanakaw na tuluyan. Parang katulad nga ng sinabi ko sa akin talumpati, we have been the epitome of corrupt public officials in their desire to convict us. Halos lahat na. Yung public opinion, masama kami. Eh ano pang ginagawa? Eh di ba trial by publicity lahat yan? Hindi pa nga kami, wala pa nga kaming benefit sa husgado. We have not been given a day in court. Pero ano na lumalabas sa mga dyaryo? Magnanakaw si Enrile, magnanakaw si Estrada, magnanakaw si Revilla. Ganun po lumalabas. Tapos pinalalabas nyo rito, ang yayabang nyo, nag-standing kayo rito. Ano ba naman yan? Hindi pa ba trial by publicity yan?
Mr. President, let me reiterate. Trial by publicity is when you are being accused in the media, in public, and you want to be tried there and not in the courts. Eh may final na po na kaso sa ombudsman. Pangalawa po, lahat ng pagkakataon para sila'y sumagot and for them to sway public opinion to their side ay nasa kanila. Pangatlo po, magkasama po kami ni Senator Jinggoy. Magkasama kami ng Vice President, nagmamarcha sa kalye at sinasabing GMA sumagot ka. So ibig po ba sabihin natin ngayon, yung ginawa natin noon, trial by publicity yon? Araw-araw tayo na sa television noon, fertilizer scam, paggamit ng PhilHealth sa 24 election, Hello Garci. Araw-araw po tayo noon. O let's move back to more recent events.
Sandali lang, Mr. President.
Mr. President, let me just finish this line, no? Gaano po kadalas si Senator Estrada na nasa telebisyon tungkol sa mga taga-DFA na imbis na tulungan ang ating mga kababayan sa abroad, ay nire-rape o binubugaw pa. So, ibig niyo po ba din, yun, trial by publicity dahil may hearing ka na, may press con ka pa, may press release ka pa. Wala pa namang kaso sa kanila eh. So, that's what I'm pointing out, Mr. President. Bakit tayo may double standard? Pag ibang tao ang hinahabol at tinitira natin, hindi natin sinasabing trial by publicity. Pero pag tayo na yung akusado, imbis na sumagot tayo sa media, Mr. President, imbis na buksan natin ang ating sarili, ang mangyayari, i-accuse pa natin lahat ng trial by publicity. Put it on the record, Mr. President, he is accusing us of using this. And I'm denying that. We're not using it. I'm acting like I always act in any hearing, Mr. President.
Mr. President, I still stand by my statement that we are being tried by publicity, Mr. President. We have already been judged as guilty by
Sir-
our people.
Mr. President,
Yes?
just for the record, in the case of Estrada versus Desierto, the Supreme Court said that when the prosecution says that the case is strong, that is not trial by publicity and does not affect presumption of innocence, Mr. President, because you expect the prosecution to say that the case is strong. So why are we being taken at fault? We are all may tinatago. Tinanong ako kay Mr. Cunanan. Sinabi ko rin yung opinion ko. Di ba? Hindi na nga ako nagtanong nung huling beses kasi nakita ko nga may inconsistencies.
Baka hindi ka nagtanong dahil nahihiya ka na.
Hindi, Mr. President. Nandito po ako noon at hindi po ako nahihiya kasi tama ang ginagawa ko. Ang dapat po mahiya, yung mali ang ginagawa nila. Yung tama ang ginagawa, wala dapat ikahiya, Mr. President. So let me go to the next point.
Excuse me, Mr. President, if I may. Ikaw ba, tama ba yung mga tanong mo nung nakarang hearing? You're capitalized on always mentioning tanda and sexy.
Sir President,
Pagtatanong ba yun o pangungutya na sa amin ni Senator Enrile?
Mr. President,
Okay lang, kung sexy, walang problema. Oh,
Sir President, I think mali po ang napanood ng Ginoog na galing sa San Juan. Tinanong ko po kasi sila dahil ayaw bigay ni Secretary Leila, ayaw po pasalitay ng pangalan. So tinanong ko, may code ba kayo, may nickname kayo, etc. Sinabi meron, binigay yung pangalan. Katabi ko po si Senator Escudero. Sabi sa akin ni Senator Escudero, tanungin mo kung sino yan. Ni wala akong malay, yung tanda, with all due respect, no, napaka, ano naman po, because meron po tayong senior senator dito. Pero yung sexy, etc., no offense, Senator Jinggoy, I wouldn't think that that's you, eh. No?
Okay.
No, I thought it was a woman.
Order, please, order.
Mr. President,
order.
I mean, I know you're an action star, I know maraming may crush sa'yo, etc., but sa akin kasi, pag sinabing sexy, babae ang isip ko, wala namang nababanggit na babaeng senador sa lahat ng to, no? So, if you review the tapes, Mr. President, kung babalikan mo yung hearing na yon, after that, ang tinanong ko lang, anong floor, etc. I did not capitalize, even sa media, hindi ko na inulit yung nicknames na yan or anything. So, you know, I know it is an emotional issue for you, Mr. President. And for the record, Mr. President, I went up to Senator Enrile and apologized because I did not think it was fair to him yung if Senator Enrile remembers that. But hindi po ganun yung pangyayari. Yung pagkakwento po ni Senator Estrada, hindi ganun. Tinanong ko, may code name ba kayo? May nickname dyan. And then pagkatapos, nung binulong sa akin, tanungin mo ko sino yun, tinanong ko. Then I stopped there, Mr. President. Hindi na ako, baka ibang senador yung nagtanong nun, pero hindi na ako yung nagtanong nun.
Mr. President, alam ko hindi naman matalino na naman itong kasama kong majority floor leader eh. Bago naman lumabas yung bago yung committee hearing na yan, kung saan nagsabi ka ng tanda at sexy, lumabas na sa mga pahayagan yan eh. Meron pa nga daw sinasabing diary na si Pogi, si Tanda, si Pogi, si Senator Revilla, si Tanda, si Senator Enrile, ato ko raw, si Sexy. Pwede bang hindi mo malaman yun? Dati, nung magkakasama tayo dito, sobra taba ko eh. Nung pumayat ako, natural lang naging sexy ako. Yun din naman sinabi ni, ni Ben Harloy. Ngayon, hindi mo akalain na sexy ako.
Hindi ko po akalain na sexy ka. Hindi ko akalain na yun ang code o nickname allegedly sa inyo. But having said that, I'm speaking the truth, Mr. President. I did not know that. But let me go to my last two
Ngayon,
points.
alam mo na sexy ako. Physically.
Sexiness is like beauty. It's in the eye of the beholder, Mr. President. Mr. President.
Order, please, order.
Let me go to the next point, special court. May I ask the good gentleman if he has heard my whole proposal or ang akalain ba niya ay ang proposal ko para sa PDAF lang?
What I heard from the news report, Mr. President, is that you wanted to create, or you suggested a creation of a special court to try and hear the cases of PDAF, of the PDAF cases, for speedy resolution. Kaya nga kinontra ko eh. Paano siya nakakapag-isip na speedy resolution of the cases? There is only one time in the history of our judicial system na nagtayo o nag-create ng special division ang Sandigan Bayan, handpicked by the Supreme Court. That was in the case. That was the plunder case of former President Estrada and myself. It took them 6.5 years to try the plunder case against my father and myself. And now you want a speedy disposition of this case by creating a special division or creating a special court to hear the cases of PDAF na kinasasangkutan namin tatlo, ni Senator Enrile at ni Senator Revilla. Abutin tayo ng siyam-siyam. Ako rin, gusto ko malaman ng katotohanan. Ginoong Pangulo. I don't want this case lingering on hanggang tumanda ako. Ayoko ng ganun. Gusto ko matapos na. I want to prove my innocence, Mr. President.
Well, Mr. President, let me repeat my proposal. Then I will give the floor to Senator Estrada if he doesn't think it's good. But at the very least, I think he will not think that it's for politics. Okay?
No.
I will rewind lang, Mr. President.
I will respect your opinion in creating
yes, that nilalagyan niyo po kasi ng kulay eh. 'Di ba?
May kulay ba sa sinabi ko, Ginoong Pangulo?
Ang sabi niyo po, ginagamit sa politika, ngayon gusto pang pabilisan. At sabi naman ng Vice President, papogi lang itong para pabilisin, etc. No?
Mr. President,
Can the gentleman
Mr.
on the floor
President,
address?
Yes, sorry, Mr. President. I apologize
Mr.
to Senator
President, if I
Jinggoy.
may, can you please, I'm trying to suggest or advise the senator, the majority floor leader, to please avoid mentioning the name of the Vice President. Wala naman siya kinalaman dito. Panay, gusto niya,
No, Mr. President,
banggitin si Vice President.
Mr. President, I will refrain from naming him, but please let's not say na wala siyang kilalaman because nag-statement siya. Ang sabi niya, number one, dad yung ebidensya nung kay Ms. Ruby Tuason. And then he corrected himself. Trial by publicity, which is exactly what the gentleman from San Juan is saying. Then number 3, tinanong siya, what moral support are you giving? Sabi niya, I'm praying the truth shall come out. So nagtaka tuloy ako, anong truth shall come out? Ilang buwan na yung mga truth lumalabas. So may alam ba ang Vice Presidente na hindi natin alam? Does he believe you're innocent because you gave him a reason na kami hindi alam? I want to know. Because if you're innocent, I want to be in your side. But if not, Mr. President, kahit magkaibigan tayo, but let me go forth, no?
That is his opinion, Mr. President.
Yes, Mr. President. That's why ito po yung proposal. In 1996, my father was Chief Presidential Counsel. And grabe po ang heinous crimes noon. So nung nag-usap po ang executive at judiciary, nag-issue po ng administrative order si Chief Justice Narvasa. Ang sabi niya, pag heinous crimes, 60 days to try the case, 30 days afterwards to decide. And you cannot add cases to these special courts for heinous crimes if it will affect the time frame to decide. Ano po nangyari between 96 and 2004? Within 6 months to 1 year, tapos yung mga dating 4, 5, 6 na taon. Case number 1. Case number 2, extrajudicial killing. Case number 3, environmental cases. The Supreme Court has created special courts for this. Case number 4, Ampatuan Massacre. 2011, tinignan, halos walang nangyayari, hindi inuusad. Ano sabi ng Supreme Court? Okay, gawin natin special court to. Hindi kayo pwede magtanggap ng ibang kaso. So ano po sabi ko sa proposal ko? Let us re-establish 2 kinds of special courts. Number 1, for heinous crimes, RTC po ito. Dahil yun ang jurisdiction. No public funds involved, no legislation, kayang gawin kagad ng Supreme Court. Number 2, sa Sandigan Bayan. And there are 2 things that they can do. They can say 1 or 2 divisions, pag plunder or kapag graft and corruption involving 50 million and above, everyday trial. And when I say everyday, that is 2 or 3 days a week lang. Because Friday is motion day and kailangan may ibang kaso din silang hawakan. Okay? Or the second option is yung ginawa in cases of, katulad nung kay President Estrada, magra-raffle. Pero kukuha ng 3 justices for special division and they have to finish the case. By the way, where did this come from? Because may study po ang World Bank na bringing up ng dating Ombudsman Marcelo at kung hindi ako nagkakamali, nagbunsad din sa ating Senate President to file the amendment sa Sandigan Bayan. What does this study say? Average 9.5 years for an ordinary case. Meaning, Mr. President, if you were accused and you were in jail and you're innocent, pero plunder siya, so non-bailable, kawawa ka naman kung 20 taong ka nakakulong. Kahit nasabihin not guilty after 20 years, sa kakapalang pakakawalan. Kaya sabi ko, sino nga angal na pabilisin yung kaso? Binanggit ko po yung kaso ng inyong ama, na it took almost 6 years. Samantalang special division na yon. Kung hindi special division yon, Mr. President, baka 10 o 15 years yon. So after saying all of this, tell me, saan ang politika doon? Hindi ba problema natin ang mabagal na hustisya? At hindi ba maganda naman yung proposal ko? Hindi natin pinag-uusapan, PDAF lang dito. Pinag-uusapan natin lahat ng plunder at lahat ng kaso ng graft and corruption above 50 million and lahat ng heinous crimes. I am like you trying to find solutions to our problems. So now kung mas sexy sa mga journalist na ilagay, no, na eto'y sa PDAF because it will grab people's attention, no, if it is more provocative. But then tignan niyo yung laman ng article. So nakalagay, Cayetano wants everyday hearings for PDAF. Pero tignan niyo po yung laman. Ang sabi niya, he wants special criminal court for certain cases, for etc., ganyan. So, Mr. President, paano naging pamumuliti ka? Hindi ba magandang proposal naman to? But yet, I was sitting here listening to your speech at dinagdag mo sa speech mo. Meron pa nga dyan eh. Di ba? Sa pamumuliti, etc. Gustong sakyan, magpapabango para sa 2016. I don't intend to run and win in 2016 with this case, Mr. President. Sa plataforma at programa. Pero ito isang solusyon sa isang problema natin. So I'll give back the floor, Mr. President, and I will respect his opinion, but I think it's a good idea. I'm hoping the Supreme Court thinks it's a good idea. But this is not just for the PDAF. This is for all cases of such nature, Mr. President.
Well, thank you, Mr. Majority Leader. I respect your opinion, but I still maintain my stand that if you create or if you suggest the creation of a special court to hear the cases involving the PDAF senators, if I may call it, it will take, I think, 6 or 10 years for them to solve this case because as I've told you, Mr. President, nangyari na. Nagkaroon na ng president. Nagkaroon na ng special court sa history ng judiciary to try the plunder case against my father. And what happened? Again, it took 6.5 long years for them to act on the matter. Kaya ako naniniwala po ako. I hope you respect my opinion, Mr. Senator, or Mr. Majority Floor Leader, na itong mga special courts, o special division na gusto mong imungkahi, this will not help. I mean, this will not help speeding up the disposition of cases. And that's my own opinion. I'm sorry, I'm not a lawyer like you are. You are a brilliant lawyer, I suppose, Mr. President. But that is my opinion. I respect your opinion, Mr. President. And I'm glad you have categorically said that you will run for the presidency. And that bolsters my belief na talagang yung mga nag-aambisyon dyan ng mga senador, yung mga re-electionista, talagang ginagamit lang itong forum natin para sa kanilang personal na interes sa Ginoong Pangulo.
Mr. President, I have not declared that I'm running for president. I have simply stated the obvious, that each senator, each barangay captain, each vice president, each congressman wants to be president someday. But it's really up to God and our people kung time mo na at kung dapat para sa'yo. So I take exception to the point na ginagamit ito because the Alan that you see today is the Alan that you saw in 2005, in 2001, in 1992 when I was a municipal councilor. But Mr. President, let me just say this. Sa Sandigan Bayan po ngayon, may 3,000 kaso. 5 lang po ang division. 600 cases po yan per division. Ibig sabihin, wag na sila mag-Holy Week, wag na mag-Sabado at Linggo, wag na mag-Pasko. No? 2 kaso, isang araw ang gawin nila. Once a year lang pwede nila i-hearing yung kaso. So kung hindi ka magkakaroon ng pagbabago either through legislation or the proposal I said, walang mangyayari. Yung kay President Estrada natapos ng 5.5 or 6 years precisely because it was a special division. If it wasn't a special division, 15 years yan, 20 years. Doon pa lang ho ha, wala pa ho yung appeal to the Supreme Court. No? So anyway, Mr. President, he respected my decision. I'll also respect his decision. And instead of asking more questions, I'm tempted to ask a couple of questions no more about the pork barrel, where is it, etc. May I just state for the record, Mr. President, the floor is open, the public deserves an answer, and your speeches are more than welcome, Mr. President. But to brand your colleagues as media hungry or using this is not only unfair, no? It sweeps as a parang ano, Mr. President, kasi pag sinagot mo ng politika lang yan, 2016 lang yan, mga kasama ko, etc., hindi yun ang akusasyon sa inyo eh. Ang akusasyon kasi sa inyo, alam nyo kung saan napunta ang pera at may nakuha kayo. Sagutin nyo na lang diretso sa tao. Para nga, kung nagsasabi kayo ng totoo at inosente kayo, I'm sure maniniwala tao. Pero pagka nililihis natin, dinadala natin sa iba, Mr. President, hindi tayo matatapos. Pagbalik natin sa Mayo, kung may bagong witness, eto na naman. Kung i-file man o hindi i-file ng ombudsman, ganito na naman tayo. Kung may committee report man, wala, hindi na ganito naman mangyayari. So I meant what I told you in the lounge, Mr. President, the gentleman from San Juan. On a personal level, believe it or not, I consider him as friend. But we're in public service eh. And let me put this on record. If ever may issue sa akin, o issue sa kapatid ko, o issue sa kahit sino sa aming Cayetano, and it involves graft and corruption, I will not take it against you if you tell me sagutin ko. I will not take it against you if i-grill mo ako dito, i-cross-examine mo ako. I will take it against you if I defend myself, give you the facts, if I'm reasonable, if I tell you everything and you don't believe me. But Mr. President, give us something naman. Dahil hindi rin nyo naman pinapaliwanag eh. Magkano yon, saan napunta, bakit nilagay nyo na nilagay doon, kahit na parang questionable yung delivery, etc. So, Mr. President, let me end there and thank the gentleman, no? for this opportunity to at least give my side. Thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you, Mr. Majority Leader. May I just respond, Mr. President? Quickly.
You have the floor.
Thank you, Mr. President. Doon sa sinasabi po ni Senator Cayetano, na paulit-ulit ko po sinasabi, na sasagutin ko lahat ang mga akusasyon laban sa amin sa tamang oras at sa tamang pagkakataon. Hindi po ito yung tamang pagkakataon. Hindi po ang Blue Ribbon Committee ang tamang venue. The proper forum is in the courts, Mr. President. At saka yung sinasabi mo, magkano nakuha, saan nalagay, bakit para endorso sa isang medyo, nandun na po yan sa counter affidavit ko na final ko po sa ombudsman. That is a public document. You can search for it. You can get a copy. You can request from the ombudsman. No problem with me. Sinagot ko na po lahat yan. But I will not defend myself here. I will defend myself in the proper court, Mr. President. Thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you. Thank you.
Mr. President, Senator
Enrile.
Enrile. The Minority Leader, Senator
Senator
Enrile.
Enrile
wishes
is
to be
recognized.
Mr. President, I just want to make a manifestation. A while ago, before the opening of the session, the chairman of the Blue Ribbon Committee, Senator Gingona, wrote me a letter to asking me if I have any document or material that I want to be inserted into the record of the Blue Ribbon proceedings. So I instructed my staff to submit to the Blue Ribbon Committee my affidavit, counter affidavit, because that will explain everything that I should have said here if I were in the hearing of the Blue Ribbon Committee. Because precisely I did not make any statement up to now regarding the case, because as a lawyer, I have my own strategy in defending myself. This involves my freedom. And I've been in trial all my life. As a lawyer, I know what I'm doing. So anyone who is interested to find out my view about the whole case, point by point, then they are welcome to read my counter affidavit. Thank you.
Thank you, Senator Enrile. The Majority Leader is recognized.
Sir President, I'd like to thank the gentleman from San Juan for the gentlemanly gesture of coming over, and we shook hands. I am asking him now where I should refer this privilege speech, because precisely the Blue Ribbon Committee is part of his speech. And as chairman of the Committee on Rules, I cannot also refer to the Committee on Rules because I am part of his speech.
Do we have to refer it to any committee?
My
Mr. Majority?
proposal, with the permission of the gentleman who delivered the speech, is that we hold in abeyance the
Referral.
referral. Anyway, I think he wanted to put it on public record, and I think the public was able to hear his statement, Mr. President.